This has to be one of the craziest off seasons that I've ever witnessed as a Titans fan. In the same offseason where the Titans traded for L'Jarius Sneed, acquired Calvin Ridley, signed center Lloyd Cushenberry, signed Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs, big names, good players, big-time players. This same offseason, now they're talking about shopping Malik Willis. The Titans are in the market to make a splash move at edge with Arden Key's 6-game suspension. And then the Titans' unofficial depth chart released yesterday, and the starter at right guard was Saahdiq Charles, who today just retired from the NFL. What an interesting offseason, and it keeps getting crazier. It's very interesting in an offseason where the Titans have done so much, and it gives us so much hope. It gives me hope, a lot of hope, that I think this team is not going to finish at the bottom of the barrel. I think they have playoff hopes, and I think they can go further. I think they can make some noise if everything clicks this year. But the three things we're going to get into in this video are the three things that I just mentioned. The Titans making a splash move at edge and who that could be, and the Titans shopping Malik Willis. And then we're going to get into Saahdiq Charles abruptly retiring at right guard and what that means for the offensive line that was already a question mark at the right side. Guys, stay tuned and we'll break all this down. Hey Titans fans, how's it going? Titan Uprising here. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, my subscriber count is going up and it's going up quick, and I really, really appreciate every single one of you guys. Please continue to like, share, and if you are new, please subscribe. Please comment. I love the comments. I think most of you know, but if you don't, I am a Bleacher Report community captain for the Tennessee Titans, so I'm very involved with the community. I love just mingling with Titans fans. I really enjoy it. There's not many in my area, so that's my way of reaching out to everybody. I'm in Buffalo, New York, so yeah, not many of us, but I will be at the game this year. But guys, let's get into the video. Saahdiq Charles, right guard, just retired. He's been missing practice due to personal reasons. It sucks for the Tennessee Titans that this guy has retired, but for him as a person, I wish him the best. I hope that he's okay. He's only 25 years old. He's obviously going through some stuff. All those hits in the head, playing in the trenches, I'm sure it's just, yeah, I'm sure it takes its toll when you peewee, middle school, high school, college, NFL. You're taking some hits, and I wish him the best. So what does that mean for the Titans at right guard? Obviously the left is set, right? We have J.C. Latham. We have first round pick last year, Peter Skoronski. We have newly acquired center, Lloyd Cushenberry. And then right guard was figured to be Saahdiq Charles. Well, the backup on the unofficial depth chart that they released yesterday was Dillon Radunz. And I think that's who they're going to, obviously, if you go this off the depth chart, that's who they're going to bump up. And Dillon Radunz, second round pick for us a few years back. He's going into his 4th year. I really want him to pan out so bad. And then at right tackle, I'm thinking it's going to be NPF. He's also a second-round pick. But J-Rob was really missing on some of those picks towards the end of his tenure here as the Titans GM. And these are two guys that he drafted. If the right side ends up being Radunz and NPF, I'll be very happy with that because it's just high draft pick capital that I would like for us to get worth out of, because I hate seeing a second-round, third-round, even 4th-round pick just not make the team or be on the bench. You need those guys to contribute, and then hopefully you hit later in the rounds too. But when you draft 1 through 4 rounds, you want to hit those players, and you need to, or you end up being not so good like the Tennessee Titans were last season, and they had no depth. Now, that is the Saahdiq Charles situation. I don't know if the Titans will go into free agency to address that. I'd rather them not. I'd rather them try to go with Dillon Radunz first. If he doesn't work out, then you need to go into free agency. But let's just try to elevate him, because the next thing I'm going to get into is the edge rushing, okay? I want the Titans to spend that edge. We didn't think they were going to have to spend on the right side, but the right side's already a question mark. So let's see how Dillon Radunz does in preseason this weekend and see how that goes. And hopefully he can give us some comfort and not have to go out and get a free agent at right guard. So let's get into the edge. Okay, guys. Now, the Titans have been rumored to make a splash play. Now, I made a video a few days ago with the Saahdiq Charles suspension and what that meant. Now, I did mention two guys that I thought the Titans would be wise to go after, and that was Carl Lawson and Yannick Ngakoue. Carl Lawson played for the Jets last year. He got hurt, but he also was behind a very, very deep and talented Jets defensive front. I mean, Jets are stacked, and he just fell down the depth chart there. But Carl Lawson also looks like he's probably going to sign with the Cowboys, if I had to guess. He did work out for them a few days ago, and he did tweet that star. So I think that writing's on the wall there for Carl Lawson if the price range is, if they can work that out. If the Titans come through and offer him some more money, obviously he'll go to the Titans, unless he really wants to play for someone he thinks is going to be better. And let's face it, everybody thinks the Cowboys are going to be better than the Titans this year. I do too. Titans, a lot of question marks. I have hope, but a lot of question marks. Dallas is a playoff team every year. Now, look at Yannick Ngakoue. Now, supposedly his market value, or what he values himself at, is too high. Yannick Ngakoue played for the Bears last year. He got hurt as well. He was, averaging like 7 or 8 sacks a year up until then. And he got hurt. He was asked to do a lot. He was asked to be the number one guy until they traded for Montez Sweat. And then he was doing better towards the end when he wasn't the number one edge rusher. So he still has the talent there. I think he can still contribute. I think he can still produce 6, 7, 8 sacks if healthy. But, both these guys are going to be 31 years old or so. He's going to be asking, from what I heard, too much. Now, what I read here was that he was asking for something similar to what he had last year, which would have been 1 year worth $10.5 million. Now, I don't think he's going to get that. But if the Titans really need him, I can see him maybe them going for 2 years. I don't know, $16 million, front loaded in the beginning of the contract, which Rand is known for and he's great at. I really don't see him getting average $10.5 million a year at all. Now, I don't really see from the Twitter, what I was reading on Twitter, and everyone's saying Titans are primed and they're going to make a splash move at the edge position. I don't consider a splash move at the edge position to be 2 free agents. Or one of a few free agents. So I really think this has to be Matthew Judon, right? From the New England Patriots. I don't see how it's not. And I think this will be obviously in the form of a trade. Matthew Judon is obviously disgruntled with the Patriots. There are clear tensions there between Judon and the Patriots. He isn't practicing, and he said he just has to go out there and play. So obviously he's like, I'm not going to practice. I'm just going out there and play so he doesn't get fined. He was also on video having exchanges with the head coach, Mayo, and then he went inside, and then he was told to come back outside, and then he had more words with the front office executives before going back inside again. So definitely some stuff going on there, and he did say in an interview, I'm a passionate person. Sorry if I talk with my hands. I won't do that anymore. Like he's upset with New England right now, and they're picking him apart, obviously. So this is coming to a head here. I don't think Matthew Judon plays for the Patriots. I really don't. And they're playing hardball with Judon right now. He's on his contract year, and he's set to make $6.5 million, which is a huge underpay for someone with Judon's caliber of play. And Judon has had 32 sacks in 38 games as a Patriot, but he'll be 32 years old here very soon, and the Pats aren't going to pay him what he thinks his market value is. One of the biggest things is he had a torn biceps last year, and he only played 4 games, so that is working against him as well. He wants more years. He wants more money. If the Titans can capitalize on this, I think they should take it. With Arden Key missing 6 games, edge is the biggest need the Titans have. And the second one might be right guard if Dylan Radins can't pan out, like I said earlier. But right now it's edge. The Titans don't have a third-round pick this year, and I wouldn't want them to use it if they had it anyways. They used it to trade for L'Jarius Sneed. Now, if L'Jarius Sneed goes for a third-round pick, what do you think we can get Judon for? I think they can get Judon for a 5th or a 6th-round pick, preferably the 6th-round pick. And if they can, I say you do that all day long. Titans also have around $23 million in cap space and can definitely sign Judon. If they can get him to a 2-year deal, I think it'll be worth it. Front load it, like I said, if the Titans were to do it in Ngakoue, front load it the same way. And in case he gets hurt, and like I said, Rand knows how to do this. He's good at it. And with, like I said again, with Key being out for 6 weeks, man, this is just a huge, huge need that we need. Imagine this, guys. Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat, Harold Landry, and Matthew Judon. Man, I would love that. That's a great front. That's a nasty front. This defense, that puts defense in my opinion, top 5 defense. It has to, if you have that. The secondary is already going to be great. Wow, I'm excited for this season. Guys, now let's get into Malik Willis. Malik Willis is rumored to be on the trade market. Malik Willis looks a lot better this year, but we all knew he was a 2-year project going into year 3. Former 3rd-round pick. Man, I wanted this guy to pan out so bad. I was so excited when they took him. I was just ecstatic that they took him. I remember videos of him at the combine, and he was giving a homeless person on the street clothes. And just good guy. I did a joint video with the Atlanta Falcons last year, but prior to the game. If you guys haven't watched that, check it out, because a guy on there used to coach Malik in high school. So he even said, this guy's going to take a while to catch on. Does that kind of remind you of somebody? Steve McNair. I got him behind me here, right there. So, yeah, it reminds me of, of him. I mean, see, they don't give quarterbacks time to adjust the NFL anymore, to accumulate, whatever you want to say. They don't give them time anymore. They just throw them in there. If they're not good, they're a bust. Look at Baker Mayfield, doing good with Tampa Bay now. It happens, and these guys are thrown out there, and they're young, 21, 22 years old. I wouldn't have been able to handle that at that age. It's a lot on these kids, and I'm a big Malik fan. I want him to pan out. But if they trade him, I get it. They just brought in Mason Rudolph. Even Callie said that in ordinary for Malik to get second-team reps, he has to, Rudolph's playing really good. He said that. Rudolph's playing so good, it's hard for Malik to get second-team reps. And that sucks for Malik. It's good that Rudolph's playing good. Also, the Titans wouldn't have went out and got Mason Rudolph if they thought Malik Willis could be the number 2 quarterback or even compete for the number 1 job. It's obviously Will Levis, Mason Rudolph, and Malik Willis as depth chart right now. I think the Titans, if they can ship them somewhere like Arizona, former tie there with their GM Monty there, and maybe get him for 6th round. I don't know. You're not going to be able to get much from him 7th round. He needs a fresh start. The Titans coaching staff did nothing right by this guy whatsoever. They threw him out there before he was ready. They ran a triple read option with Ryan freaking Tannehill, and they didn't do it with Malik Willis. Why would you do that? I remember watching it, and I'm like, this is the perfect play that you would want to use Malik for. Instead, they did it with Ryan Tannehill, and that just drove me bonkers. They never rolled him out with the pocket, even though Tennessee had one of the worst offensive lines for a couple of years. They never rolled him out. Just let him sit back there and take a beating like they did Ryan Tannehill, like they did Will Levis, the coaching staff. Mike Vrabel reached his peak. He came into a good team, in my opinion. We reached our peak with the AFC Championship game. We never got back to it. Got to number 1 seed, lost to the Cincinnati Bengals, which still will bug me to the day I die. When a defense has 9 sacks in a playoff game and you lose, that drives me nuts. What a wasted defensive effort. That was a great defense that year, too. Just sucks. Man, it breaks my heart. missed the opportunity that year by far. The Rams won the Super Bowl that year. Tennessee beat the Rams in LA, where the Super Bowl was played that year as well. Yeah, sucks. But Malik Willis never got a fair shot, didn't have good coaches around him, didn't have good scheme around him. I think a fresh start is what he needs. I think it's what's best for him. If he goes somewhere else, I'll still root for him as a person. Unless he plays Tennessee, I won't root for him. Wish him the best. I do believe that this is going to happen. I think we're going to see a lot of Malik Willis, obviously, third string quarterback, in the preseason. We're going to see him for at least probably 2 quarters the first game. And, I mean, if he shows out, a lot of Titans fans are going to say, give this kid a shot. And I get it. But if he shows out, they're just going to use that hype, that build up, and they're going to take it and they're going to shop him. It sounds like they're already doing it. And he's young, he's 25. I think the writing's on the wall there, and I think Malik Willis gets traded. And then they roll with 2 quarterbacks, and that's Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. Guys, let me know what you think down below about all the topics. What do you think the Titans should do at right guard after Saahdiq Charles' retirement? What do you think the Titans should do at edge after Arden Key's 6-game suspension? Do you want Matthew Judon? I do. Or someone else that we don't know is on a trade market. I don't know. And what do you think about Malik Willis? Do you think he should be traded? I mean, we keep him next year, 1 more year. I mean, he leaves, we don't get anything. So what do you guys think we should do with him? I think we should trade him, get something. If they're not going to give him a shot, get some draft capital, give him a fresh start. Guys, let me know what you think. And as always, tighten up.